all, my name is Ella, and today we're going to learn about explosions in Godot. Let's get started.
A great example of explosions can be found in the game Asteroids, so I'm going to walk you through that. What we're going to do is we're going to go and open up our rock scene right here, and we're going to add this to a group. To add this to a group, we're going to go up to our Node tab and click on Groups, and make a new group called Rocks. We're going to save this scene and then make a new one. We're going to go up to our little plus tab right here next to our rock scene and make a new sprite node. This new sprite node is going to be our explosion. So we're going to find sprite, create, and then change the name to explosion. To this, we're then going to add an animation player. So this is going to be our explosion animation sprite. So find animation and animation player and hit create and make that a child node of our explosion sprite. We're going to save this as a scene, so it'll be explosion.tscn. And then we're going to go back to our rock node and we're going to add our new sprite to our rock node. So we're going to click on this node called rock and right click and say instance child scene, which is going to be our explosion scene. From there we need to add some code, so we're going to go to the script of our rock scene. You can see that the little script scroll is over here, and what we're going to do is going to add a new variable, a signal variable called exploded to the top here, and we're going to make a new function called explode. And this will have a variable called layers equals 0, and we're going to want to hide the initial sprite. So we'll hide it, and then we want to emit a signal called exploded. Have the variables in it of size, radius, position, and linear velocity. We're going to make sure that our linear velocity variable is set to a vector 2 on our next line. And then we're going to set our angular velocity to 0 because we don't want this going anywhere. The explosions won't be moving. We'll save this and see that when we play our game, the rocks now disappear, they hide, but they do not explode yet. So we need to make this explosion animation appear. We're going to go to the explosion scene that we created, and we're going to need to add the texture to this explosion. So when we click on the 2D tab, we'll see that we have nothing in here. We're going to go to our inspector tab and drag over an animation sprite sheet from our assets and drag it over to the texture. And now we're going to go into the animation tab underneath the sprite and set our H frames and V frames to 8. And now we need to animate this. So we're going to go to the animation tab at the bottom of our screen. Go to animation player and then hit the animation at the very bottom of the screen here. I was already in it, but to show you again, animation, and then click on animation and new, and we're going to name this explosion. And then update the animation length to 0.65 seconds. And the step to 0.01 seconds. And then we're going to go to the sprite and add frames. They'll be right underneath your H frames and V frames. So we're just going to keep adding frames until we fill up all of the 0.65 seconds. And we're just going to click, 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 click. And we'll see at the bottom here our frames are adding up, and then it will stop right at 0.65. We're going to save this and then go back into our rock scene and then our rock script. In our rock script, we're going to add some new variables to our start function. So we want to not have the explosion visible when the rocks appear. And we're just also going to set the scale of our explosions too, because we don't want them to be too big. So we'll set the scale to about 75% of the size of the original sprite. And then now we need to edit our explode function. So we want to hide our rock sprite, which we've done, and now we want to show our explosion. So explosion.show, and then also show the animation that we just made. And then we will save this, and then we need to link some things together. So we're going to go to our rock scene, and we need to make the animation player visible. So we're going to right-click on explosion and make it an editable child. And we'll see that the animation player shows up. And so now we need to connect our signal. So we're going to go over to the node and go to the Signals tab and click on Animation Finished and connect it back to our rock node. This will make a new script, or this will add a function to our script, and we want to change this to Q free from the placeholder text that was in there. We'll save our game and see when we shoot, the rocks should explode. I hope this video was helpful. There are a couple of concepts in here that are covered in other videos, so feel free to go back to the channel and check out our other videos. Thank you!